Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Business, Love, and the Tidbits. My name is Ingrid Pinkett, and I am an executive administrator with a passion, and of course, an entrepreneur, and a passion for retail, hence CMR Collection and RMC Exclusives. Miss Dawn Michelle, tell everybody who you are. Uh oh.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dominique Poitras. What happened? Can't hear me?
No, go ahead. Keep talking. I can hear you. At first I couldn't, but now I
Dominique
can.
Oh, okay. I am Dominique Poitras, founder and director of Sisters Inspiring Sisters, which is a women's empowerment program. The way this came about is I combined both of my careers, my counseling career and my accounting career. And now I have brought this program together. I'm also a personal development coach. So I bring a lot of that perspective to the show. So that is us today. That is who I am today. Today. Listen. This is one of those mornings. Today we're going to talk about. Listen, giggles.
I know. You know what? You know what always happens every time we get together. We start to giggle. That's what they call us giggles.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Tim. I have a couple people that we cannot see your name. So if you are streaming from the Sisters Inspiring Sisters page, put your name after your comment or before your comment so we know who you are. So there's a couple people that says good morning and we don't know who you are. So that if you want to do that. But let's get right into it. Today we are talking about you versus you.
Yes.
We often talk about me against the world, me against everybody else. But really, if you start thinking about you versus you, it's a different mindset. It's a different type of thinking that goes along with you are your own challenge. You are your biggest asset. And so I just wanted to read a poem real quick that I found on the internet that kind of just resonated with this topic. And then we're going to dive right in.
Yay.
Yay. Let's see. And here it is. It says, every second of the day is a challenge waiting to happen. From the moment you wake up and look in the mirror, there is an opponent to overcome. There's an obstacle to overtake. There is a challenge that needs to be conquered. At the turn of every corner is something new. Be prepared for it. Conquer it. There is nothing that the mind cannot do. There is no goal too big to achieve. There is nothing that can stop you. There are no opponents. There are no obstacles. There are no challenges. If you overcome yourself, this is life. This is the odyssey we all face. This is you versus you. So that's the poem.
I love that. I
Me
love that.
too.
It summed up like everything right in those words right there. I love it. I
Sis,
love that. Sis. Can
I think
we
about
can we make that available? If can we make that available to be able to post so that if someone else is interested in reading that, we can go ahead and make that available for them.
absolutely. I mean, I found it on somebody's website, so we want to give credit to
Okay.
them, but absolutely. And I was
Oh
just in my
yeah.
sleep like, I mean, what does you versus you really mean? I'm just thinking about it, processing it
Mhm.
in my sleep. And that was the first thing I found. I was like, you know what? That is so perfect. If we look at life, there are not. It's only me versus me.
Yeah.
It's only you versus you. So we have Pamela online. Who else?
Yeah, we have Pamela online. The other person did not put their name. We have Tim.
Okay.
Thank you so welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be talking about this topic. We talk about this quite a bit. I'm gonna say this: if at any time, and I say this every single time, I'm gonna post the link in there. Come on and share with us. You are welcome to jump in and give your comment live right here with us right here, sitting here with us. So I want you to know that we welcome you. We welcome you here. Let's go ahead and get into that you versus you. We have talked about that in many different forms, in many different ways, quite a few times, that it is you yourself that dictates what happens in your life. So your biggest cheerleader, your biggest opposition, your biggest, whatever it is that you want to say, your biggest something is usually yourself.
Right.
It's yourself. So when you think about what it is that you want out of life, what it is that is your vision, your dream, your goal, those things, it starts with you. So
Mhm.
when those things don't come, or you have obstacles, or you, well, this happened, or this happened, or this happened, or this happened, which is, we all do it, we all do it at times, things like that. Remember, we talked about amateur and pro. I refer to that quite a bit. So in the amateur mode, remember, you can be your worst enemy
Mhm.
when you're working in amateur, but when you jump on over to pro, you become your biggest motivator. Your biggest, you can motivate yourself. You know what it takes to motivate yourself, because you know you,
Right.
right? So you versus you, not you versus them, you versus him, her, anything like that. It's literally you versus you. Just like it's me. So point that to yourself. Me versus me. Me versus me, right? I know that we, at so many times, we have tons of, at least for myself, I'm gonna give you some personal stuff. For myself, I know that there are a lot of times when I start to think, especially when things are going on, whether they're positive or they're life lessons, whenever those things are going on, I look at the outside source and say, oh, I have to, I couldn't do this if I couldn't do this. And it's okay to thank this, or say, because of this, I'm feeling this way. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and there's some action that needs to take, or action that needs to happen, know that that action has to come from you. It has to come
Right.
from you, right? Sis, what, give me go on and get on in there. I know you got some stuff.
Well, really, the ideology of you versus you or me versus me is that everything that we go through has to go
Mhm.
through our mind first, and
Mhm.
how we respond and show up in every single situation. It doesn't matter if it's a good, bad, a decision that just needs to be made, you're going through challenges, you're going through success. It doesn't matter what you're going through. The tone
Mhm.
is still be the same. How are you
Right.
going to show up? So
Mhm.
the seduction, the issue really is, how am I going to respond? It's not
Mhm.
me versus all these external factors. It's me against my mind on how I'm going to show up in that situation. And so
Mhm.
it's really me against my mind, me against my spirit, me against
Mhm.
my heart, me against my
Mhm.
emotions, me against my feelings. It's me against me at all times. And
Mhm.
we often push blame on everything else. It's me against, I have rent to pay. It's me against, my kids are acting up. It's me against, I'm having problems with my husband. It's me against, I can't find a job. But really it's me against how I'm going to respond to those things that dictate the outcome of where you're at.
Absolutely.
It really is. And I mean, even if you take the last part of that poem, that really
Mhm.
summed that up. There are no opponents, there are no obstacles, there are no challenges if you can overcome yourself.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Which goes back to our thought process. Goes back to, you got to overcome it here before you get here. You got to overcome it here before you get it here, and then goes all the way out there, right, sis? That's it. Here, and then everywhere else.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you just think, pick anything. Whoever's
Hmm.
watching, just pick anything. and think about how you navigate through that certain situation. Everything that you're navigating is going through you first before it gets to a solution.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Every single thing. Even if you take something like heartbreak, a lot of my sister friends are going through heartbreak. He hurt me. He did this. I'm heartbroken. I'm devastated. My life is torn away. Even if you take something as tragic as that, it's still, we still have to process it through our emotions. So it's really not going to be, at the end of the day, it's not going to be me versus my mate or me versus my husband. It's me against, how am I processing this? How is this making me feel? How is this making me, how am I changing because of this? So it's always about you.
Yeah.
Everything is about you, even through emotional, tragic situations. One person can go, Ingrid, you can go through the same exact thing as, and we might navigate and process it in 100%, 360 different ways, right? Because it's all about you. It's all about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And some people can you could take that and make it seem like it's a selfish phenomenon, that it's about me, but it's absolutely not. If I can learn how to navigate all aspects of my life, feelings are real, emotions are very real,
Right.
all these things are very real.
Right.
However, we have an opportunity at every moment to
Yes.
dictate how we're going to show up, even in those emotions, even
Heck
in those feelings. And so,
yeah.
and what I mean by you versus you is challenging yourself in every moment on how you're going to through everything. And it sounds
Right.
redundant because we talk about this so much, but it goes for everything in life. So these conversations, if you are in personal development and you're trying to get better and you're wanting to work on your best self and all these things, it all overlaps. How does you versus you show up in business?
Yeah.
If you got
Exactly. Yeah.
stuff to,
You showing up in business. We all know that you can't do business. The business depends on you. It's you versus you. So what you put into your business is what you're gonna get out of it.
right,
So you can't worry, you can't think about, oh, this person's gonna do that for me. And you can't, you just leave it over there.
right,
And then when it fails, you're like, it failed. I can't do it. Well, at what point? It's dependent on you.
right,
Here first, here, and then out there. So by all means, you can't, it can't be anything without you, not versus I'm competing from this perspective to this one. In business, I'm competing, da 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 da. So I'm gonna dump it over here, and they're gonna make it happen for me. It's on you first. It's on you first.
I mean, it shows up everywhere. And we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about business, or if we're talking about business, what do you need to get done that's not getting done? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What needs to happen for you to to scale your business? What
Mm-hmm.
needs to happen for you to make more money? What needs to happen for you to get prepare, create more product? What
Mm-hmm.
needs to happen? You need to happen. You need to
Exactly.
happen.
Exactly.
It's not a sense of urgency enough for you to go figure it out, right?
There you
Because
go.
all of the tools are out there. So if
Yes.
back making excuses of, I don't have enough money, I can't do this, I can't do that. If there's a million excuses for your business on why you're not, and we're talking to ourselves too, on why
Mm-hmm.
you're not moving to the next level, it has everything to do with you, your energy, your effort, your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
your belief in yourself, your limiting beliefs in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
the lack that you have within. At the end of the day, there's not a sense of urgency enough. It's not urgent enough.
It's
I can
not
give you a little example. Yesterday, I needed to move my truck, a big box, my business truck. I needed to move my truck by 2 days ago. So that means I had warnings all the way up until 2 days ago that I needed to move this truck. Right?
urgent.
Warning after warning after warning. You need to move your truck. It's gonna get towed. You need to move your truck. Oh man, I don't know what to do. I know it's a battery problem. It was just running, but I'm running through all these excuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, so I spent Monday trying to figure out how to get it started,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody came over and helped me. and it didn't get started. Tuesday, yesterday, so I'm like, oh shoot, I'm just gonna tow it. I'm frustrated, like, forget it.
Like, I'm done.
This isn't working. You guys are not here. Too many people are telling me what to do. I'm just gonna tow the truck.
Right.
You versus You comes in, and I start calling the tow trucks, and they said it was gonna cost $600 to tow the truck.
Whoa. Okay.
$600, right? So now my urgency shifted. Oh shoot, I need to figure out how to get this car started.
Like, okay, hold on. That's $600. We ain't got to dish out.
And now I'm by myself, right? I'm by myself. People are still telling me through phone and whatever, trying to tell me what to do. But now I'm by myself. I don't have anyone to help me jump the thing. I got to figure it out. And this truck takes 2 batteries, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, I was like, you know what? And I was having some issues. So I don't even want to go into the issues. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to call my battery guy, and I'm just going to go buy a whole new battery. So now I have 2 fresh batteries instead of 1 medium battery and 1 fresh battery. Went to go get the battery, put both of them in by myself, put the little stuff together, cranked it up, and it started. But the moral is the urgency changed. The sense of urgency changed. If you knew your business was going to make $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 or $1 million tomorrow, would you go figure out how to do it?
Hello.
Would you go figure out how to do it?
There it is.
If the formula was laid out to you and you knew that if I followed this blueprint and tomorrow I would have the results that I want, you would go follow the blueprint.
Okay.
Right? So there's something in you that's stopping you from becoming your best self.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Think about, you know what? And if you don't have the blueprint, let me just say this. If you don't have the blueprint and you know that someone else has the blueprint, invest in you.
Yes, sis. I was just going to go.
You need to invest in you. So if you say, okay, I know what needs to happen. I know what I want, but I don't know how to get there. That's the time that you need to take some action for you. Get that knowledge from wherever it is that you need to get it from. Leadership training, mentorship, all of those things. Find that. And if you have to come up with a cost to do that, be creative and find it. Be creative. Listen. Because think about this. All of us have the ability when we want something. I mean, when we really want something, we know how to find the money to get it. Right. Trust me, you really want a pair of shoes. You really want to go to this concert. You really want to take that vacation. You really want to buy that dress. All of those things. You really want to move into that apartment. You're going to find the money. You're going to find it. You're going to get real creative to find the money to get the things that you want to get. You will do that because you know that that's something that you want. Do that in every area of your life to move yourself forward in your life, getting closer to your destiny. Right?
I was going to say the same thing. So there are experts for a reason.
Okay.
Find you an expert. Find you an expert.
Find you an expert.
And listen, if you're going to question the expert, then you might as well just stay where you're at. And that's the problem that a lot of people have. They want to go watch all these motivational speakers. They want to hire coaches. And they still want to flip the narrative and do what they want to do and then talk about it didn't work. Again, you're defeating yourself. You versus you. It's not that the formula didn't work. You didn't work. I mean, it's so simple. And I come off harsh sometimes. I don't mean to, but it's the reality. We're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. We gotta get it together. We gotta get it together. There's no time to be sugarcoating and coddling you right now because your life is not where you want it to be.
Right?
If your life was where you wanted it to be, then we wouldn't need personal development. We wouldn't need coaches and trainers and advocates and all these things, therapists and all these things that have been created as experts to help people. Hello. If you were where you want it to be, right? And so ask yourself start asking yourself that question. Where do I need help with? Because it's me versus me. And like Ingrid said, if it's about money, sometimes that investment will change your life. Even
Yeah.
just our, we pay for leadership training a few $1,000s, and just in a couple months, both of us, we're watching each other
Mm-hmm.
absolutely whole different woman. A
Yes.
whole different woman. So just thinking that Ingrid took it a step further and took MML, which was, we don't even want to say how much that cost. It's a year worth of rent for sure. A year's worth of rent. Like, I mean, that's how much this program is worth and how much it costs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start putting a cost on what do you value yourself at?
Mm-hmm.
What do you value yourself at?
Yeah.
My coach, one of the coaches that I watch, and I like to use examples that are real. He had a client that their company only made $10,000 that month, and he was coaching them through that. And he was just like, if you take my coaching class, I
Mm-hmm.
will help you scale your business within 30 to 60 days. And
Okay.
there and the program cost over $10,000. So the company, the person's like, well, how can I spend $10,000 and I didn't even make $10,000 in my business this month? He's like, well, that's for you to decide.
Hello.
And the person took the coaching class, and within 60 days, the first 30 days, the company made like $60,000. After that, the next month they made over $100,000, and after that, they've been booming, $1 million company ever since. And that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. These are the things me and Ingrid are talking about right now, while
Mm-hmm.
we're at our stage right now. How do we scale our businesses to do the same thing?
Exactly.
But you got to follow the expert. So now, get out of our own head, me versus me. How am I gonna get it done?
Exactly. Yeah. That's that part right there. You got to think about that. We're not saying not to utilize. Let me correct something. I'm not saying not to utilize outside resources, but what I'm saying is that it starts with you. It
Right.
starts with you. What are you going to utilize? What are you planning out? How are you going to maneuver and move? In my other life, I'm a business consultant. So I take people's vision and dream and I sit down with them, and for 2.5 hours, we literally hammer out what that looks like. We hammer out your administrative and compliance. We hammer out your marketing and branding. We hammer out your operations and production. When we hammer those things out and we get laser focused, you got to think about those things. I'm shooting questions at you. I'm shooting
Right.
those questions because those are things sometimes that when we see our vision and our dream and we're moving forward, you're the visionary. You're the person that has the idea, but we forget about all those little nuances. And that's how come sometimes we get in, we stay in our heart. But we said it has to start here. Because some things you have to start to figure out. Like, okay, how am I going to do that?
Right.
Do I know how to do that? And if I don't, how do I get that information? Right? So
Right.
with that, and I mean, when I tell you, it's a grueling 2.5 hours, because a lot of stuff you're gonna say, I don't know, or I didn't even think about that. Really? That gets the mind thinking, though. That gets your process going, right? So
Absolutely.
I say do that in every area of your life. I'm talking about business, but in every area of your life.
Well,
Do that.
I got you on the personal development side.
Yeah, there you go. So I got you in business. My sister got you in personal development. Think about it. Do it. Move forward in it. Trust me. If you here, and then out there, it's it will manifest what you wanted to do.
Absolutely.
It is going to do it. But it again, it starts with you. And get out of the amateur mindset. Get out of I have to learn it. I have to. If you have to, as I say, and I take from Miss Chandra Sumter, do it messy. If you know and you like, I'm on my, do it messy. Because you can, as you're doing it, you can start. Okay, I know that I don't have this exactly perfect. Now I can. I'm talking to my analyzers and controllers now because I am one. Sometimes we don't have to know every particular minute detail of every single thing before we execute. You so much in here, you ain't even got hit. You so here, you stayed, and you ain't went nowhere else. Get here so you can get here.
Right.
Get here. You start here, but then get here and get here. It's a process. It's a process, and only you can do it. Only you can do it. It's
Right.
so much richness in that. You versus you. You know.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. I mean, because we can use it in so many areas of our life, in our life.
Mhm.
What I would say is assess where you're at right now.
Yes. Yes.
Very Assess who you are. Who are you? Do you know
Hello.
who you are? What is your purpose for life? What is your purpose
Mhm.
for work? Because it all ties together. What do you
Yeah.
get? What is your gift to yourself and to the world? And
Yeah.
I say also assess your skills and your qualities. Assess
Hello.
because a lot of
Yeah.
times it does begin with who you are, where you're at in life, what have you
Mhm.
accomplished, want to do still.
Yeah.
So the you versus you is assessing you. Where do you want to go? Where do you
Right.
want to go? Are you there yet? If
Yeah.
you're not there yet, it's time to start looking into yourself more. What do I need right now to help me go to the next level? I
Exactly.
mean, I hear something small like procrastination. Procrastination is not a thing. It's something we create,
Yes.
right?
Hello.
Again, right? It has to do with us. So
Hello.
every little thing that's happening in our lives has to
Mhm.
do with us. Personal
Mhm.
development is a lifelong process of assessing who you are and
Mhm.
working on your self-esteem, working on your self-confidence,
Yeah.
increasing your knowledge, your fulfillment, where you're are you fulfilled? It helps with your aspirations in life.
Yeah.
And so you versus you is a real thing because it's
Yeah.
all about you at the end of the day. I don't care if you have kids, a husband, a great career, you make $1 million. None of that matters if you are not good. It
Okay.
doesn't it doesn't matter because you're not your best self. You're not your best self as a mom, a wife, a business partner, an entrepreneur if you don't start working on you.
Mhm.
So every day I would recommend to think about that. You know, it
Yeah.
really is me against myself, not me against the world.
Mhm. I would say think about. I would say for this day forward. So for the rest of the week, or all the way until we meet again in the next 2 days. I would say think about where your mindset is right now in one area of your life, just one, where you say, I can improve my thought process. I can improve that. I can switch that around. I can switch that around and turn it around so that instead of thinking defeated, instead of putting the blame outward, on outward
Mhm.
things around me that I can't control, or things that are happening around me, I'm going to change my mindset, which comes from my heart, and it's going to go out into the world, into my community, into my area, into my situation, whatever it happens to be. I challenge you to do that. Just one area, just one thing, even if it's just one thing. Even if you say, you know what, instead of when I go get my coffee, instead of being so rushed all the time because I'm thinking about myself and I gotta do this, I'm gonna look at the barista, I'm gonna look at the person, and I'm gonna smile at them and say, how are you today? Because
Mhm.
you control that. And sometimes you may get an answer back that you're like, oh, I didn't even know. Hello, you made somebody's day, which changed your whole day. Just one thing. One thing.
Right.
Sis, did you have anything else before I close us out?
No, just the last sentence of the poem. If you can overcome yourself, you can
Mhm.
overcome life. That's
Oh,
it.
I
That's
love
nice.
it. If you can, oh, I love that. That is rich. Don't forget, we will put that poem under all of our platforms for you. Um, Thank you so much for spending your first half an hour of the day with us. We are humbled that you decided to spend this time with us. You could have been doing anything else, but here you are chiming in and being right here with us. We are Business Love and Tidbits is streams on Facebook and on YouTube. So please look for Business Love and Tidbits in there. We also stream on Miss Dom Michelle and an IP tidbit. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Hey Sis and CMR Collection and RMC Exclusive. You can find us on our website and also on Facebook as well. Thank you all so much. We will see you again when on Friday, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, because we in Cali. Bye.